Hi there, Loy Macedo. Speaking to you from LoyMacedo.com. Who is Loy Macedo and Think Personal Branding? All right. I just thought I'd share this thought with you. Okay. Now, what is happening is there is a trend that is taking place in Dubai, UAE, and the trend is rather disturbing. What is the trend? The trend that is taking place in Dubai, UAE is right now. Um, the sales, the business market is really down. Okay, this is not an exaggeration, this is a fact. Right now they are finding it very hard to sell. They're finding it very hard to get buyers who are willing to pay a good price. The market is down, the money market is tight. Okay. Actually, when I go through this article, which I will share the screenshot with you, it's taken from Emirates 24/7. It says the new list of cancelled Dubai real estate projects and refunds. So these are the new list. So in this, it says 166 real estate projects have been cancelled. And then when I start scrolling below, you can see all the names of the projects that have been cancelled. You have Kailoon, Reliance, you have high-rise properties, which are so many of them. You have Hampstead, Zenith, Orbit, IR Investment. You have so many companies which have cancelled their projects. Now, what happens is, like especially Aziz, this one is a big name. When you talk about all these projects, Dunes, Global, Tiffany, Crown Royal, when you have all these projects which are cancelled, what I want you to understand is these projects which have been cancelled are projects whereby they had contractors, they had consultants, they had people who, they were going to work for this company. They were actually going to work for this company. And now they have said, no, we don't need you. Okay. So when you have, let's say, a company that decided, okay, we're going to have this team that is going to be employed. We're going to have this contractor. We're going to have this supplier, this vendor. That was hope. That was hope for them to get a job. So when all of a sudden it's cancelled, now you don't need to promise them anything. You don't need to shell out any money. You can focus elsewhere. Now, all these people who were supposed to get a job now don't have a job. So when they don't have a job, they don't have money in hand. When they don't have money in hand, they're not going to buy anything. If they don't buy anything, then people who would get business don't get anything. So this impacts everyone. And when you have lesser jobs, you have lesser people in demand. So this is what is happening in Dubai, UAE. Now, how does this impact you? The big problem is when you are a salesman or a business development manager, and you're selling your product and nobody's there to buy. What can you do? You can't force someone and say, you can't give them this amazing sales technique and say, please buy my product. Come on, I'm giving you a discount. You'll just say, man, I don't need your product. I don't have a requirement. What do you do? Just what do you do? Then you are stuck, unable to sell. And then you go back to your company and say, I'm not able to achieve my targets. Now, this is where the problem starts. The company will tell you, you're not achieving your targets. Man, how can we pay you a salary? Why are we paying you a salary? You are supposed to sell for 10 customers, let's say 10 customers. You only achieved 5. So why should we pay you for 10? So when we initially signed you up, we told you your target is 10. Now you are achieving only 5. So from today onwards, since you're achieving only 50% of your targets, we'll pay you 50% of your salary. And then you'll say, no, this is not right. I cannot work like this. And then they'll say, fine, put in your resignation and goodbye. Then if there are 2 salespeople, both of them are achieving 5, they'll go to the second salesperson and say, listen, this guy's resigned. We want you to take over. If you can achieve his 5 and your 5 and make it a 10, fine. We have one salesperson who is doing 2 people's job. We'll pay you that salary, which is full and not cut 50%. Otherwise, if you're not able to achieve the the targets, take 50% cut in your salary. Now, there are many people who are getting a salary renegotiation, and that is impacting people. Many people are finding it very hard to manage with their jobs. Many people's salaries are being cut, commissions are being cut, their sales targets are being revamped. And this is really affecting a lot of people. I'll tell you, it's really, really affecting. Imagine you have a family. You have a family where 2 children are there. You have a wife, and your expenses are like, let's say, for example, your expenses are 10,000 dirhams a month. Now, if your salary was 10,000 and your expenses are 10,000, you have zero savings. But now if the company says, sorry, we can't pay you 10,000, we can only pay you 8,000. Now you'll have to start thinking, where can I cut down costs? Okay, from Dubai, I'll go to Sharjah, which is somewhere cheaper. I'll save some money on house rent. But then, okay, how can I save much more money? Okay, I'll remove my children from this school and put them for a cheaper school. The question is, how far can you keep pushing this envelope and trying to make ends meet? At some point, you're going to say, man, I can't take this anymore. I can't take the stress anymore. I can't take this, trying to live below my means. At some point, you're going to find it very hard. So I think one of the biggest challenges that the UAE market is right now facing is they are renegotiating contracts. They're cutting off the excess fat. They're cutting off the unwanted staff. They're cutting off people who they feel is, okay, we can get rid of you, who are who are dispensable, and they are surviving on a skeleton. It's like a really tight project. It's like bare bones. So I would just say, be careful. Think, keep your options ready. Be out there, apply into the market, know where companies understand what is the salary that they're willing to pay, and be ready to jump, because if you don't have any choice, then you'll be left with no other alternative but to accept whatever they put forward on the table. So this is what I want you to keep in mind. This is not me trying to talk negative, but I'm telling you what is really happening in the market out there, because as I see it right now, there are so many projects that have been cancelled. You have the underwater luxury amphibious floating seahorse that got cancelled. You have International Chess City that got cancelled. You have Steve Gerrard's Tower, Dubai City Tower, Dynamic Tower that got cancelled. You have Anara Tower that got cancelled. Trump International Hotel and Tower that got cancelled. You have Nakheel Tower that got cancelled. Burj Al Arab. All these towers got cancelled, and these are jobs which people were hoping that would get confirmed and they would get revenue. So if this is not happening, there is no revenue coming in the market. So I would say, be cautious. So Lloyd from LloydMacedo.com, who's Lloyd Macedo and Think Personal Branding, saying, just be careful, keep your eyes and ears open, and be smart. So put your comments down below. I'll just read them. Like the video, thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care.